Hello. Sorry about that. Getting a drink of water. This is Nothing's here. Shout out to all you people on the Minecraft forums. Everybody on YouTube, subscribers that I don't have and whatnot. Today I'm going to be showing you all three of my arenas. Just going to do a quick cap of the first one and the second one, and then going all over to show you all the third one. That spider jockey. But let's just hurry up and jump into this because I don't want to make a video that's too long. Anyway, the idea first came about wanting a place where you can fight mobs and such relatively easily without having to go out and look for them all, but then have them in waves so they were increasingly harder. This was my first incarnation of the idea. Pretty simple. You would have your three main buttons here. You would have your reset, which just turn everything off. And then you'd have your signal injection and your wave toggle. Your signal injection just primed the first wave, so that the wave toggle button worked, and it just kind of primed everything. Over here you would have your bonus levers. Once a person got a reward, you could open this up and they would get reward. It doesn't work right now because I cut out the circuitry, and then you would shut it, and then you'd go and toggle the next wave for the person. One of the bad things about this, which I absolutely hated, is in order to go from wave 11 to 20, you would have to actually come down here and manually reset every single repeater. You would also have to manually fill every single dispenser, and you would have to do that from the inside, and having to look up all the item IDs and then what goes into what was a pain in the butt, as well as having to actually give out rewards for the waves. Like, you got to such and such wave, you would have to give out a diamond sword or some armor or food. That wasn't very practical because it got really annoying having to keep looking over to the text file that I had created to give out said books. So this was the first incarnation, and after a while, kind of used it once or twice, and then I ended up moving on and making a second version, which wasn't used that much because there was a major flaw in the arena, which caused it to not work. Not so much not work as it wouldn't work properly, so it was never really used. But let's go in here. As you can see, it's a little bit bigger. There are chests in this now, so as you progress through the waves, instead of having to randomly give out the items now, the chest would actually activate with the wave. I didn't really care for that too much. I would prefer it so once you finish the wave, then the chest would open. But I guess it doesn't really matter, considering you're probably not going to go and open up a chest during the fighting. So that was quite nice. You still had one person up here operating everything. But I also added this lever right here, the wave set switch, which allows you to toggle between waves 1 and 10 and 11 through 20 instead of having to go down and place repeaters like in the version 1 arena, which is quite nice. Release lever just kind of lets you out of the arena. One of the really major improvements that I made to this, besides the chest systems, which is the white line, and the wave toggle, which is the blue, is your auto kind of reward system. Like, you would, in the version 1, you would have to actually flip a lever in order to open up a door, which will lead them to something. In this, however, it will open up automatically. Once this clock starts going right here, it will automatically kick up, and it will open up whatever door it is, or if it's a door, it'll open that, or if it's a puddle, it'll open that. I can show you, like, this one is one right here. So when you're fighting blazes, which is in one of the waves, you have a puddle of water. There's also two doors here. One has an enchanting table, another one has an ender chest. gives people to save their stuff if they die, and then they come back in, they can get it again. So that was pretty cool. Most of this I had a friend kind of helping me out, just kind of telling me, alright, you're probably looking for this, this is what you want to do. He never actually showed me how to do any of it. He just kind of told me, like, alright, well, you want to try to do this, or you want to try to do this. The only thing I actually did was the chess system, which was beyond my capabilities and understanding as it is right now. But it was still incredibly nice of him. I mean, without him, absolutely none of this would be possible. And his name is Cy Peregrinus. I don't know, I can't pronounce his damn name, but whatever. But in this version, well, at first everything was all white, and then I kind of got to the point where, well, if something breaks, I need to be able to way to distinguish what does what. So in this version, I ended up color coding everything, and I have only ever really used these few lines here. But I'm just going to go ahead and show you how this one works first. So if you press the button without the signal injection lever down, nothing will happen. So we flip the signal injection, and then we can press the wave toggle, and then as you can see, that little chest kind of glitched. That's one of the problems. But anyway, that would be starting now. Notice that all these are placed just so you can tell what's working. I'm not going to go ahead and place them all, but yeah, figures that would happen. And like I said, I cut out the wiring in a lot of this, so all the glitches right now is just old stuff I really don't care about. But anyway, you can see it would toggle waves, and then the next would open, and then the chests open, and then whatnot, and all of that. One thing I hated still, which really got to annoy me in this, is you actually needed a person up top here controlling all the levers and such. Called him a game master because that's pretty much what he's doing. You know, the old D&D games. He would be up here controlling the switches and stuff. So with a little bit of ingenuity, and I got no help from my friend on this one, but there wasn't that much difference. Actually, I'll go show you. This is the wiring for the second arena. It's not really all that complicated. It's actually quite simple once you start doing it. And then once you get over to the third arena here, it's just absolutely insane. I mean, this is a shit ton of wiring, and that gray, I'll tell you what it does later, but trying to figure that out was just an absolute pain in the ass. It really, really was. But as you can see, there wasn't much of a change as per the original wave system at all. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what's in this. Let's turn this off. Alright. This will just keep the dispensers from activating. But anyway, you're not going to see any of the dispensers going. And that's one thing I didn't like about the second arena, was you couldn't tell what wave you're on if you're in between a wave. So these redstone lights here at the top will actually indicate what wave you're on, even if the dispensers are... The block behind the dispensers that actually power them is down, which is that green line that I triggered. It will lower them, that way power doesn't go through. So let's start the wave. Now, one problem I can't get around at all is how long the first wave takes to start, and I'll explain why. Wave 2. Wave 3. Now, again, the chests aren't actually going to be like this. I have them triggered wrong. Or not triggered wrong, but activating wrong, I guess, would be the right word. I have something tripped up here. Not exactly sure what's tripping up, but something is. But anyway, as you can see, also this light right up here, it turns on and it indicates which wave you're on. And we should be getting the first wave bonus right here. A lot of people have actually come in and used this room in order to fight. I don't really mind that. We used to have to shut it, so it didn't do that, but then it kind of got to the point where, yeah, well, there's so many mobs now, you might as well let them. Go again. Then the water pool opens up. I'll just take you to wave 11. Another door. We added a fire pit as well. Just kind of a little extra. Wave 10. Wave 10, you get a bonus of a beacon. I'm not sure if you see it. It should be activated, maybe. Can't remember. But I don't know what the hell. That is weird. Most of this should be working in the download file I provided, but I'm not going to go out on a limb here and say that it is. So if you see any problems with it, just let me know, and I can go ahead and correct it. It's not a problem at all. I don't mind. I'd rather give you all a working copy instead of a copy that only works half-assed. So like I said, any problems that you see, just let me know and I'll see what I can do. And then one thing is you had to actually flip a lever to switch from waves 1 over from waves 1 through 10 to 11 through 20. This one actually does it automatically, and I'll show you that here in a second. And then once you get to wave 20, it'll open up another door right here, which allows you to get out. Or you can use this button, which will send you a message, you damn dirty quitter. It will open the door automatically and allow you to get out. And now to show you some of the wiring. So the button that you actually use is down here. It's this white line right here. This is a server plugin, so don't really need to worry about that. But line goes up here into the gray. Now, one of the problems I had was being able to turn the wave toggle and the signal injection into one, because most people, you know, I'm trying to make this as easy and as fluid as possible, so having them have to learn what you got to do with those levers wasn't really what I had wanted to do. So I had to figure out how to turn them into one. And I ended up buying some graph paper and kind of jotting this down, and I had 2-3 ideas and none of them seemed to work. And then I tried one out in one of my redstone worlds, and I got it to work somewhat, not quite what I had wanted, but when I ended up coming and actually building it, I made quite a bit of changes and it actually ended up working. So what it does is, this is a butcher block. It'll just make sure everything's clear before you start. Power will come in, and it'll go through here, and it will also go down. Power goes in through here, turns on this clock right here, which will then come up here, and there's an extremely long delay, which will then open this piston. Before that happens though, the signal will come out through here, go in, and plug into the signal injection, which is the pink line here. Now while that's happening, the actual wave toggle comes down in through this one, goes through long delay, and then it gets transferred out through the brown line. It'll also come up here, it'll go through a long delay, that way it gives time to get the signal to go out. Down through here, it'll go in and turn this clock on, which will then turn this torch off, which will then open this, which then allows you to skip, which is why the first wave takes so long, is because it has to go through that. Once it goes through that the first time, next time you push it, it just goes right through here and skips the whole entire thing completely. As well as this right here, once you hit that second toggle again, this will be open, so then the signal will automatically come down here, turn on this clock, which will then put a continuous signal to this piston. It'll cut off any further input from here. And then the red line is just your reset. The green, all this really does is cuts off signal into your, let's see if I can get down here, to these green blocks right here, just so your dispensers don't toggle. It's also looped into the quitting button and your exit button, so if you quit, it'll also disable dispensers, so you don't have mobs keep spawning as you're trying to get out. Just kind of helps you a little bit. Let's see what else that I got. Reset, toggle. UD flip-flops is what actually toggles waves. Loop back feed. This is just so once you toggle from one, once you get to the end, which would be your wave 10, and you press the button again, it will send the signal, and then this will just be turned off, which is inverted at the end here, so then it would actually be turned on and send another signal down into the first one, which will then activate this one again. Reset chest systems, your wave toggle, which is what I showed you here, is the button. Your dispenser cover, I showed you that. Your wave lights, I don't remember where I put them. I don't remember using purple at all. Yeah, that may. I guess it did have a open color. That would have been nice to know quite a while ago. Your shut off. That would be this line right here. Once you hit to wave 12, I guess I should show you that. Or not wave 12. Once you hit wave 20, or you press the quit button, the power will come from here. When this is down, it will send a signal into here. Power. And then the power will just run all the way back through here. And if you haven't noticed by now, I absolutely love pistons. I swear they are like the greatest thing ever. It will come back in through here. Now, once this turns on, so will this, which will then turn off power to this, which will then open this. Now, once you press that wave toggle again, the power will come in from here. Once it's open, this will be turned on, this line right here, which will then open up your doors that let you out, and then it will go ahead and turn off the wave light, so it shows you that no active wave is presently on. And I also use that for the wave toggle. It will go through, once you hit wave 10, it uses a latch, if we can get down there, which is right here. Your wave 10 comes in, turns this on, which supplies power, and gets inverted, which will then pull this back, so then once you hit that button and it goes back to wave 1, the power will be able to freely come through here, get activated, switch this, come out here, go up, and it will actually activate the waves, which are the blue lines right here. The next one, your combo circuit, I already explained that. The wave setup and the chest setup is just these right here. It just kind of allows you to, blues right there and the yellow. I'd have to go through and actually manually find the items for each. I wanted to put in the dispenser, I'd eat the item ID, and then I'd have to actually do the command. This just kind of allows me to go ahead and say, screw it. Alright, so I need to fill up wave 3. Alright, I press the button, I'll go look, and it just automatically gives it to you. The problem with command blocks is it doesn't actually have, like, you know, You can do the @E button or whatever to automatically give the items to the person who activated the block. It's the nearest person. Uh, and I can't really set it to give @nothings, because what if somebody else is in here, or somebody else downloaded the map or whatever. So I can't really do that. And I'm not 100% certain that there isn't something that can give items to the person who activated it. I may just be too lazy and haven't looked, but that is quite possible. Your wave lights. When a wave is active, this line right here turns off, which turns this torch on, which goes through and activates the wave light. It's pretty simple. It's just inverting a signal. And that's pretty much it, actually. I thought there was a lot more, but yeah, it's quite simple. Let's go through here. The arena uses a lot of these latches here. It also makes quite a bit of use of your double sticky piston doors. Mostly for here, the doors just so they're kind of sealed up and you can't really hide in a corner, or you don't know where they're at. So there's a lot of that going on. I left holes in here just so it's easier to actually get to the buttons that fill up the chests. Another thing is the glowstone. There's quite a bit of it here because I don't want mobs spawning in the arena randomly by themselves. I used to have it open up on the top so that wouldn't happen, but then when you went to go start a wave, they would get set on fire, so I ended up having to close that off and dealing with, your lighting issue, and that was not fun. That's pretty much it. Oh, yeah, you're purple. What this does is, once the wave gets toggled, and it all comes off from this first one, when power is going through this block right here, it will send power into this one, which will turn on that first light. It goes through this clock right here. Right now it's turned off. Exactly. Yeah, that would be why. But yeah, power would come through here, turn on this clock, and then it would come through and turn on that first wave light. Once that happened, I have the second one set up down here. It's the same thing, except instead of coming off this first block right here, when this is down, it'll actually power the block, and then underneath it is a little piece of redstone which gets powered. If I can get underneath you here and show you. Yeah, right here. Little piece of redstone powers the repeater, goes down through and sets the clock. It's all quite simple, really. It all works perfectly fine. Like I said, there may be some problems. If you find them, just let me know. But for the most part, it works. The chest system is a little buggy still, as you can tell. I am thinking about adding a hard mode to it. The only problem I can't figure out is if you press the button in hard mode, well, it would go through a line of repeaters in order to get a delay before it switches line again. Well, what if the dispenser hasn't emptied out the contents of it yet? So that means you're not getting the entire wave. You're getting part of it before it moves on, and I don't want that at all. And since the clock's back here, when I would have a line coming out from about here, going out and coming back in, and powering this block here again, which will then start up this, which will then toggle. Well, when this is toggled, it turns off, and then it turns on the next one. Toggled again, turns off this one, turns on the next one, and so forth, and such, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth. But whatever. And that is a problem because, like I said, the dispenser's contents aren't emptied. Well, you're not getting the entire wave. So I haven't actually figured out how to do that. But then again, I've only got that idea for like an hour or two. I just thought about it, and that was right before I had class. So that is something I may do. I'm not sure if if you have any ideas or something you want to see, I can try to implement it the best I can. I'm still a novice or intermediate level at Redstone, so I'm not like, some Sethling Godmaster or somebody who goes around making computers in Minecraft. No, I'm not even anywhere near that level, and I'm not even going to pretend to be. So, try to keep it easy, please. Keep in mind, I'm trying to keep this in an enclosed space. I don't want to have, like billion yards of redstone out behind back here. And if you wondered why I encased it in bedrock, it's just mostly so people can't go in and tamper with redstone. Not so much this one, but the other ones. And if you run on a server, it's good for people who aren't OP. They can't get in and break it. Of course, they could always just go in through here and go, herder, I can break blocks, blah blah, and just tear everything up. I mean, there is a way around that, and it's perfectly capable of doing so. All you gotta do is just encase it around, just leave, your 1 block wide holes for your repeaters and such that people can't get through, and you're good to go. Yeah, so that is my arena. This is about 26 minutes into it. Been talking for way too much. I'm getting annoyed at my own voice, so shout out to everybody on the forum, YouTube, my life, people who suck, people who don't suck, whatnot. This is nothing. It's like I said, comment, leave a description of what you think or what you want to see, or if you find any problems, definitely let me know so I can go ahead and fix that. Because if there's a problem and I don't know it, because I don't play the arena myself, I absolutely suck. I build it, but I can't play it. So if you see something, you're going to have to let me know, because I'm not going to catch it myself. I don't spend all my time playing this damn thing. It's bad enough I'm actually building it, slaving for hours trying to build it and figure out what problems there is, but I don't actually play it. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here. So thanks for watching. Like I said, I'm nothings. Feel free to subscribe and whatnot, and I will see you another day. Thanks, and good day. Goodbye, and see you later.